It's 8:11, and you are now part of a massive radio experiment. Can we bring back the sound of Swindon, the old railway works hooter? Any stereo you've got that you can tune into 103.6, open all the doors and all the windows, turn it up loud as it will go without distorting, so that the sound of the old railway works hooter makes it to every part of Swindon, and we bring it back louder and prouder than ever. A 20,000 watt sound system is at the outlet village where the old railway works were. Standing by there is BBC Wiltshire's Annie Weston.
It's been 25 years since it sounded, and I've got some retired railway workers with me now. Roger Hayes, of course, who we've spoken to before. Good morning, Roger.
Good morning.
How do you feel that this moment is nearly here?
I think we're very, very fortunate to get it blowing again.
We've had to stand back about 50 metres, all in all. And are we ready to hear the sound go? You ready, guys?
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah!
What do you make of that?
Brilliant. Brilliant, that was.
Took it back a bit.
Right. That bring back.
Roger?
The ground was trembling. I've never known that before. But it seemed to me as if it was about equal to the sound when the real hooter blew.
Good. That's what we're looking for. Accuracy.
Annie Weston, thank you very much. So special as well. So now we're looking for your report. How far did it go? Did we get it to every part of Swindon? Was it as loud as the original? Derek in Coveringham, good morning.
Good morning.
Could you hear it?
I definitely could, and what's more, I didn't even have my hearing aids in.
It must have been loud, Derek.
It was pretty good, I'll tell you. It certainly brought back a lot of memories.
It did the trick.
Of course it did, yeah. In fact, the first thing I did was look at my watch to see if I was late.
Derek, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for doing it.
No worries at all, my pleasure. If you'd like to call in and give me a report of where you could hear the hooter this morning, give me a call. You know that number, 513366. You should be able to find out if your new partner has a history of domestic violence. Well, that's what would happen if a new law comes in that's being called Clare's Law. In 2009, Claire Wood was murdered by a man she met on Facebook. He had a history of violence against women, including repeated harassment, threats, and kidnapping at knife point. Claire didn't know any of that. The Home Secretary, Theresa May, has put it to a public consultation. Robert Buckland is a member of the Commons Justice Committee and is the MP for South Swindon. He's in our Westminster studio. Good morning, Mr. Buckland.
Morning, Graham.
Why does the law at the moment protect these monsters?
Well, it's a good question, but actually just looking at the current law, the position is rather complicated. There is a right for somebody to go and ask to the police for information, but it's not very well known. It's based upon old common law. It's not terribly clear, I think, and the problem that Claire encountered is one that I think all of us must be determined to try and minimise.
I mean, this case of Claire was horrific. She's a 36-year-old mum. The bloke she met, George Appleton, was a psychopath. He strangled her, set her body on fire and then hanged himself.
Yeah.
If when she first made contact with him on Facebook, she would have been able to go to, say, a website and stick his name in there and see what his background was, none of this would have happened, though.
Well, you know, local newspaper stories about trials and convictions aren't chip paper anymore. They're up there on the internet, and that is one way of finding out information. But, of course, it's a very random and haphazard way of finding out information, and I think there needs to be a more structured system.
So you think there needs to be a dedicated website for vetting people?
Well, I think there needs to be a procedure that people will know that they can go to the police, and then the police can assess the situation together with other agencies.
If you're talking about going to the police, people aren't going to go to the police until the situation has got to a point that's out of hand. If at the original, when she first was contacted by him on Facebook, there was something simple she could do, that would have stopped it all, though, wouldn't it?
Well, What you've got to do, first of all, with this sort of information is balance out a couple of factors. One, obviously, the need to monitor serious and serial offenders, and we're talking about the types of people, the type of guy who murdered Claire.
And that monitoring clearly failed in this case.
Absolutely right. But next year we'll have a police national database coming online from the middle of the year, which means that if you've been committing an offence, say down in Cornwall, and then you move up to Wiltshire, you'll be able to be tracked on that same database. Now, that's not something we've had before.
Yeah, but that's for the police. I mean...
Yeah, but it's important, because I do think that you've got to balance that out against, let's say, somebody who committed offences years ago, who's reformed themselves and who is genuinely rehabilitated. What about that sort of person? You can't just have a blanket system whereby it's a free-for-all. You need some structure so that a woman or...
Once again, you are protecting these monsters.
Well, I don't think we are. I think the whole aim of the scheme, the whole aim of the consultation, is to improve the monitoring of serious offenders. And I do a lot of work in Parliament on these issues, including reforming the law of stalking, which is an associated issue. You know, I'm very passionate about making sure that we monitor these people far more effectively, which is why I think that a structured system that allows somebody who has concerns about the behaviour or background of their partner can go to the police and find out that information.
I really don't think they're going to go to the police until it's too late. I mean, for instance, if I buy a used car, I can make one phone call or check a website and see if it's dodgy. Why can't we do that with people?
Well, I think what you have to remember, Graham, is that human beings come together in relationships and you develop a knowledge of each other. Now, you've got to ask yourself a fundamental question. If we start going down the line of, oh, I think I'd like to go out with X, let's go down the police station, or let's try and find out about him on the internet, I think you're starting to cross a line and to change a fundamental characteristic, if you like, of human relationships. What we've got to focus on is not so much, the right to know. It's about monitoring the serious and serial offenders. Now,
so you're scared of upsetting the snivel libertarians?
Not at all. It's a question of balance.
So what happens now?
Right, the consultation will finish in the new year. It's asking a number of questions. One of the proposals, the Right to Know scheme, is indeed based upon our own Chief Constable, Brian Moore's recommendations in his 2009 report. So our own Chief Constable in Wiltshire has been taking a lead on this issue. And I think that what I'd like to see, once the consultation is finished, I'd like to see a speedy response from the government and a quick decision so that if we need to pass legislation, that can be done as quickly as possible to tie in with the new police national database that comes on stream later next year.
MP for South Swindon, Robert Buckland, thanks for your time this morning. Chrissy from Marsden Maisie, could you hear it?
Very faintly, but I could definitely hear it.
So how far away do you think you were from, say, the outlet centre?
From the top of Blunsdon, we're about 8.
Yes.
So it must be to the centre, I would think, about 10.
About 10 miles?
Yeah.
Now, they were saying it used to travel 12. This is pretty close.
Right.
It's not just the 20,000 watts, it's everybody who had their radios and their own little public address systems all turned up loud.
Well, I went out into the garden to listen.
Fantastic.
I mean, I've been listening to you all the way through, thinking, come on, get it going, get it going.
Well, I've just had confirmation, 11.5 miles. So that's really close to the 12 that historian Scylla Slipper said it used to carry. So I'm pretty sure it would have carried for about another half a mile after that. But you got it, okay.
Good morning and welcome to Train.
Good morning, how are you?
Using this service, you can get journey information.
Yeah, I just want to get
services between any UK station.
Yeah, okay, great.
This service responds to your voice.
Oh, does it?
Say what you want when you know.
Okay.
Okay, let's get started.
Let's get started,
Where
great. Hello?
Sorry. Okay then.
Okay then. Let's get started.
From Carlisle.
No, I don't want to go for Carlisle.
If not, press 2.
Why Carlisle?
Carlisle.
No, I don't.
Press 1.
No.
Carlisle.
I don't want to go to Carlisle or from Carlisle. I don't know where you've got the idea of Carlisle from.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sure what you want here.
I want to get a train from Swindon to London. That's all I want to do.
I'm sorry, but I'm not getting a recognisable response.
What? I'm talking English. What do you want?
To leave.
I'm good at talking. I'm paid to talk. I'm that good at talking. I'm paid to talk. Right. Swindon to London, return. Tuesday. That's what I want to do.
1 or 2?
Just the one, just me. I'm going from Swindon to London.
Thanks for your call.
What? Hello?
Want to get a quick update on the train you've just inquired about?
I haven't...
Any time before it departs.
Hello?
I'll get the information right away for you.
Hello?
Please call back on 0871...
No, I just want to buy a return to London.
49.50.
Hello?
Goodbye.
Jackie's in Liddington. Did you hear it this morning?
Oh, we certainly did. We heard it about 3 seconds after we heard it on the radio, funnily enough.
So it's like thunder. You see the flash and then...
Oh, it was fantastic. Thank you so much for doing that. It was quite emotional.
And it is a big deal for you, isn't it, the hooter?
It is. I was born to the sound of the evening hooter. Yeah.
Maybe this morning you'll be reborn.
A Christmas wish on BBC Wiltshire.
I want to make your Christmas the best ever. We've got no money, but we've teamed up with the Swindon Advertiser, and with your help, who knows what we can achieve. A fortnight ago, I spoke to Kate Field on the show. She told me about her Christmas wish.
I was burgled at the end of last week, and the people that came in have stolen a number of things, including my son's Christmas present, including a bike. So, yeah, it's just a really terrible time, I'm sorry.
So all the Christmas presents have gone?
No, well, there was... I'd been staggering the Christmas presents. I'm a working single mum.
Yeah.
And I've been saving over a period of time, and that's what was taken.
That was Kate Field when she called up and told us about what a lousy time she's having this Christmas. Ashley Heath is at the house now with Kate and her son Harrison, who's 3 going on 4. Good morning, Ashley.
Hi, good morning, Graham. Yes, I'm in the living room with Kate and Harrison, who's playing on his bus driver's steering wheel, and he's taken us on a journey all around Swindon. And really, that's the extent of the joy in this household at the moment, because, as you quite rightly said, and as we've heard Kate explain, she was the victim of a burglary. Kate is with me. Kate, if you'd like to step over here, please. Kate, I'm sorry to walk you through it again, but for the benefit of those listeners who don't know the story yet, what happened before Christmas?
About 3 weeks ago, I came home to find my back door had been broken into and lots of possessions taken, including my television, my Hoover, a DVD camera with a disc in of Harrison's first Christmas, his first birthday. I think his first steps might have been on there as well. And also Harrison's Christmas present, his bike.
Kate, it's Graham Mack from Swindon's BBC Wiltshire. How are you this morning?
Not too bad.
Now, we know there's good news on the bike because your parents have sorted that out. But
Yeah,
you've got no TV. Your whole Christmas it's gone.
It's awful. In the house at the moment, it's just really tired. It's not so bad during the day when Harrison's awake, but obviously once he goes to bed, the house is really quiet, and you obviously pick up on every noise that's in there. So,
what would it take for your Christmas wish to come true?
A miracle.
Why don't you go out the door and have a quick look at what's out there?
Can you hear it now?
Oh my goodness.
We've got the team there from the Swindon Concert Band, making it feel extra Christmassy for you. Kate, that's the Swindon Concert Band. They've come to your house.
Oh my goodness.
We've also got you a brand new television, thanks to John Lewis. It's a 32-inch flat-screen TV. Asda have helped us out there. They've got your hamper. That's got your Christmas pudding, your gingerbread, your groceries. We've got a DVD player and perfume. We've got you Panto tickets for the Wyvern Theatre. We know you've lost some memories with the Wyvern Theatre. Heard about this, and they're going to make some nice new memories for you. We've got your tickets to see Peter Pan starring Paul Nicholas.
Oh, brilliant.
How's that for you?
That's absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Have we made your Christmas wish come true?
Yes, you have, yes.
That's great. Kate, Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much.
And thanks to everyone that made this Christmas wish come true. And I think the Swindon Concert Band can play us out with Ding Dong Merrily on High. Merry Christmas from Swindon's BBC Wiltshire.